Good day, dear students. I am Chimidorno Sergei Nikolaevich, the head of Human Anatomy Department in Samara State Medical University. Today we talk about lymphatic system and also we will talk about lymphatic nodes. So first I want to tell about clinical practice and also about functions and diseases of lymphatic system. And at these pictures you may see the edemas. At the right picture you may see the venous insufficiency and edema after this disease. At the left low picture you may see interactive edema after lymphatic block. And now we can see that the main function of lymphatic system and also in venous system is vascular drainage. All these systems, venous and lymphatic, drainage the liquid or fluid from interstitial tissues in our body. And so that's why these systems are very important for drainage liquid from tissues. So now we can see the terms lymph, and we can see that this term translates like water. The lymph is fluid in lymphatic vessels and also lymphatic nodes and sinuses. And at this picture you may see lymphatic vessels and nodes. A lymph is almost transparent liquid with density 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter, and you may see that lymph does not match the composition of interstitial fluid. So let's talk about interstitial fluid, and you may see that it's submitted by bound connective tissue or extrafibrillar water, serous fluid in cavities, in abdominal cavity and also in pleural cavity and pericardium cavity. Next you may see that interstitial fluid submitted by fluid of eyeballs, eyeball chambers, inner ear fluid and the lymph and perilymph and also cerebrospinal fluid. All these fluids are not lymphs. They are fluids in our cavity, but there are no lymphs. They forms also from interstitial fluid. Let's talk about functions, main functions of lymphatic system, and you may read these main functions here. First is maintaining a constant composition and volume of interstitial fluid. Second function, providing a humoral connection between interstitial fluid of organs, lymphoid apparatus and blood. Next, interstitial absorption and transport. Next, participation in immunological reactions. Participation in also in stress reactions, penetration and transport of proteins, hormones and enzymes. And you may see the picture in green color, lymphatic vessels and also lymphatic node in low part of this picture. What the difference in contents of lymph? So we must talk that lymph passes inside the lymphatic vessels, and it has the different composition. So it forms, as I told you, in tissues, and this fluid is called peripheral lymph. It goes from capillaries to first lymphatic node. Next, when it passes through lymphatic node, it has more lymphocytes, the cells, and also the proteins, glycoproteins and other substances from interstitial fluid, interstitial tissue filtrate in these nodes. So that's why this lymph will be different than peripheral lymph, and a lymph from first lymphatic node is called intermediate lymph or internodal lymph. So this lymph passes between nodes, and after all the nodes, lymph pass to central lymphatic trunks and ducts, and this lymph is called central lymph. It has the most quantity of lymphocytes, and this lymph passes into blood system, into venous system. And now you can see at these pictures lymphatic nodes with cancerous disease. For example, you may see this cancerous disease and metastasis to lymphatic nodes at the right picture. What are the similarities of lymphatic and blood circulatory system? You may see that all these systems consist of vessels. So direction of current toward the heart, like in veins, and you may see middle and right picture vein and lymphatic vessel. Also similar flow factors, and you may see the valves. In number 4 you may see the valves in vein, and also in number 5 you may see the valve in lymphatic vessel. And next, the liquid inside this vessel contains plasma and formed elements. Next, let's see difference between lymphatic system and blood system, and you may read this difference here. Lymph fluid is thicker than blood. Blood circulatory system is closed. It starts in heart and finish also in heart. But lymphatic system begins bluntly. So lack of erythrocytes in lymph, lymphatic flow intermittent, no integrity of the lymphatic vessels, lymphatic vessel finished at lymphatic node, and new lymphatic vessel starts from this node. It's called vessel efferent or vas efferent from lymphatic node. Next, lymphatic system does not have its own exit to the chambers of the heart. Density of lymphatic vessels higher than blood vessels. In the lymphatic system, seasonal, gender, age-related features are more pronounced. Lymphatic system is more dynamic. So we understand that lymphatic system is not closed, so there is no circulation like in blood system. Lymph passing starts in capillaries, in blinded capillaries, and finished in venous system. So currently word flow, not circulation, and you may read about this word here. So at the right picture you may see the localization of confluence lymphatic and blood system. Angulus venosus in Latin or venous angel in English, the formation of brachiocephalic veins. So we can see that two venous angles are the places of confluence lymphatic system into venous system. And also you may see some lymphatic elements, thoracic lymphatic duct. You may see the right picture. So this duct is the biggest vessel of lymphatic system. Also you may see lymphatic vessels of lower limb and lymphatic nodes. Lymphatic system also pass phylogenetical periods, and you may see that in lymphatic system in animals such as fish, cyclostomes, amphibians and reptiles, there are lymphatic hearts are situated in them. So there are hearts, they move the lymph in these vessels. And for example, At the left picture you may see the blood system of fish, and at the right picture you may see uh, you may see sarcostome, and we know that lymphatic system in these animals has lymphatic system has hearts, lymphatic hearts. Next, let's talk about anatomy of lymphatic system. So we understood that lymphatic system starts from lymphatic capillaries. At the left picture you may see a lymphatic capillary with these short elements, such are lymphatic anchors under my pointer. You may see these anchors fixed this lymphatic capillary to interstitial tissue, to connective tissue of organ. And here we can see blind lymphatic capillary here, and you may see also past capillary, that capillary passes into it, and next you may see that capillary and post capillary passes into lymphatic vessel. So we can see lymphatic capillaries and post capillaries here at this right picture. So lymphatic capillaries start blindly. They are not associated with pericytes, not surrounded by a basement membrane. They have anchor filaments and diameter from 10 to 200 microns. Blood capillaries, for example, up to 20 microns only. And here we can see again a lymphatic capillary with anchor filaments in it. The anchor filaments are very important to save the lumen inside the capillaries. So the fluid may drainage from interstitial tissues to a lumen of capillaries. This is very important to fix the lumen and to fix the wall of lymphatic capillaries. And the main function of anchor filaments is fixation of capillary wall to connective tissue of organs and tissues. So next, let's talk about lymph conductors. And so you may see that lymph passes from capillaries to past capillaries. Next, it passes to inter-organ lymphatic vessels. So a lymphatic vessel each lymphatic vessel has the main difference between it and past capillaries, because there is adventitial tissue and layer in it, but there is no adventitial tissue, adventitial cells in past capillaries and capillaries. And also in inter-organ and regional lymph vessels there are valves. I showed you the valves. They are situated in lymphatic vessels. Such are in veins too. So next, lymph pass from inter-organ lymphatic vessels to regional lymph vessels, and so you may see at this picture lymph vessels of body. And next, lymph pass through lymphatic trunks, and you may read their main trunks in our body: intestinal, lumbar, jugular, bronchomediastinal and subclavian. And at last you may see the greatest lymphatic vessels in our body. It's called lymphatic ducts, and there are two lymphatic ducts in our body. First, you can see here ductus thoracicus, lymphatic thoracic duct, the biggest lymphatic vessel in our body. And also you may see the right lymphatic duct, which pass into right venous angle. So I want to repeat that there are fluids in our body that are not related to lymphatic system. And for example, you may see at this picture um, cerebrospinal fluid from subarachnoid space, and also you must know that aqueous humor in eyeball, interlymph and perilymph in inner ear, and also fluid over the perineural spaces is not lymphatic fluid. There is interstitial fluid, but there is no lymphatic fluid, and it's not related to lymphatic system. So let's talk about the quantity of lymphatic system, and uh, investigated that lymphatic vessels not found in nervous system, in brain, spinal cord, bones, hyaline cartilage, eyeball, spleen, thymus, placenta, epidermis. They are a little in quantity in muscles, ligaments, fascias, and tendons of muscles, and there are a lot of lymphatic vessels and subcutaneous tissue at the wall of internal organs, serous membranes, and also in joints, capsules. So now we can see the uh, lymphatic vessel. You may see that the parts of lymphatic vessels in under my pointer between two valves is called lymphoangion. This is unit of lymphatic vessel, and you may see the direction of flow of lymph, and it regulates via lymphatic valves. But at the right part of this picture you may see the shapes of lymphatic nodes. Lymphatic nodes is parenchymatous organ, and it contains with stroma skeleton, soft skeleton of lymphatic node, and parenchyma, the work part of this node. And so you may see the main shapes of lymphatic nodes. You may see bean shape of node here. You may see spheroid shape, ovoid shape like X, and also you may see a ribbon shape and segmented shape lymphatic node. Two these last shapes are situated in adult persons. So now we can see lymphatic trunks. We can see the initial part of formation, the biggest lymphatic vessel which called thoracic duct, and you may see that it forms from two truncus, truncus lumbalis dexter, truncus lumbalis sinister, and truncus intestinalis, intestinal trunk. And so you may see that lymphatic thoracic duct forms at the level of lumbar second vertebra, and you may see the enlargement part of it lumen that's called cisterna hilea, like ball, hilum, initial volume in initial part of thoracic duct. So there is abdominal part of thoracic duct. Next it passes over the aortic hiatus in diaphragm, and it passes into its thoracic part in thoracic cavity. Next it passes over the thoracic cavity to a neck part, cervical part, and next it passes into venous angle between internal jugular vein and subclavian vein, and you may see that lymph pass into this venous part of blood system. So we can see that thoracic duct thoracic duct um, carry the lymph from low limbs, all low limbs, for abdominal cavity, from pelvic cavity, from left part of thoracic cavity and thoracic wall, and also from left half of head and neck and left upper limb, because these trunks, subclavian trunk, left bronchomediastinal trunk and left jugular trunk pass into thoracic duct, and it passes into left venous angle. But at the right angle you may see the right lymphatic duct, which carry lymph from head and neck, from its right half, from right upper limb, and also from right half of thoracic cavity and thoracic wall. And so we may see that it passes into right venous angle between the right jugular vein and the right subclavian vein. So let's talk some words about lymphatic nodes and their functions. In details, you may study this part of morphology on histology department, and let's talk only some words about them. You may see that lymphatic nodes are lymphocytopoiesis organs. They also take part in filtration barrier function, so immunity function, metabolism function, and also a lymph liquid depot. So lymph is also depot in them. Next, let's talk about classification by topography of lymphatic nodes. You may see that if the lymphatic node take lymph from organ, it's called contact lymphatic nodes. The contact lymphatic node, one, maybe some nodes. If lymphatic node take lymph from all the organ and from tunics which cover the organ, it's called intermediate. And if lymphatic node takes lymph from several organs, it's called regional. So in thoracic cavity and in abdominal cavity and also in pelvic cavity, there are parietal lymphatic nodes. They are situated near the walls of these cavities, and visceral lymphatic nodes that are situated inside the cavities. So parietal nodes receive the lymph from walls and internal organs, but visceral lymphatic nodes receive lymph liquid from visceral organs, internal organs, and also maybe particularly from walls. But in limbs and also in head and neck, lymphatic nodes divides into groups: superficial nodes, and we can touch these nodes under our skin, and profound nodes, which are satellites for our arteries and veins, deep lymphatic nodes and vessels. So we can see some of them here. At the left picture we can see thoracic duct, cisterna chyli, initial part. Also we can see the pathway of thoracic duct from abdominal cavity to thoracic cavity. It passes through aortic hiatus with aorta, and now we can see the passing of this duct into left venous angle. So also we can see lateralis profound nodes of cervical, of neck region, and here we can see also lateral neck profundus nodes. Let's we talk some words about nodes of different parts of our body. So we can see the nodes, superficial inguinal nodes in low limb. So these nodes are called superficial inguinalis nodes, and they divide in inferior group, lateral group, middle group, and also superior group. So the lymph pass from low limb to these nodes, and if we have inflammation process in our leg, maybe in foot, these nodes are also have been inflamed because microbes and inflammatory agents pass into these nodes via lymphatic system. And at the right picture we can see the nodes in popliteal fossa. There are maybe one, maybe two lymphatic nodes in it, and also it receives lymph from leg and foot. We can also have information about iliac nodes here, this picture, and let's look and pay attention at the right picture. You may see superficial nodes like here, and also we can see that the lymph pass into these nodes not only from low limb, also from external genital organs, and also from anterior abdominal wall and pelvic wall. Next, this lymph pass into profound nodes, external iliac nodes, communis iliac nodes, and also lumbar intermediate nodes. Next, let's talk about lymphatic nodes of upper limb, and you may see these lymphatic vessels here, and this lymph pass into maybe one or two nodes of cubital fossa, maybe of medial brachial node, and lymph from upper limb, from wall of cingulum of upper limb, pass into axillar lymphatic nodes. And so you can see the axillar lymphatic nodes, which also divides in some group, apical group, anterior, posterior, medial, lateral, and central. Six main groups of lymphatic nodes of axillary fossa. So we can see they're here too, and you may see that they're like satellites pass with axillary vein and their branches. Now we must understand that axillary nodes receive lymph not only from upper limb and its cingulum. You may see that lymph pass from mammary gland also to axillary nodes, also to delta pectoralis nodes, and also to parasternalis nodes behind the sternum bone. It's very important for investigate and for diagnose cancerous diseases in mammary gland and its metastasis to lymphatic nodes. Next, let's talk about head and neck lymphatic nodes. You may see superficial lymphatic nodes here, and you may touch in yourself nodi paratidae superficialis behind the auricle, occipitalis, mastoideae, and also paratidae profundi. Next, let's see at the inferior part of mandible, and oral floor. You may see submental nodes, submandibular nodes, and also we can touch them in ourselves. And this lymph pass from oral cavity, uh, from tongue also, and from inferior teeth. So at the left picture we also can see the jugular vein, external jugular vein, and superficial nodes with it. That's called nodi jugular digastricus. And also we can see profound nodes that passes with the internal jugular vein, and they receive lymph from superficial nodes, and this lymph passes into jugular trunk to thoracic duct in the left side, or right lymphatic trunk at the right side. For example, you may see the pathway of lymph from thyroid gland, from larynx at the left picture, and from pharynx at the right picture. You may see that lymph passes to superior cervical profound nodes and lateral nodes, and from them it passes to jugular trunk, and also it passes to cervical lateral nodes, and to pretracheal and paratracheal nodes. And at the right picture you may see that a lymph from pharynx passes to retropharyngeal nodes. Next it passes to cervical lateral profound nodes, superiors and inferiors, and also it passes to jugular trunk and to venous system. From thoracic cavity organs, for example, you may see esophagus, it passes to juxta esophagealis nodes, and also to profound cervical nodes. Then it passes to jugular trunk. But from inferior, or abdominal part, a lymph passes to left gastrical node of stomach, next to celiac nodes, and next to ductus thoracicus, or the thoracic duct. From heart, lymph passes to bronchomediastinalis tract through the brachiocephalic and tracheo-brachialis nodes. From pericardium, you may see the right picture, lymph passes to prepericardialis and also pericardialis lateralis lymphatic nodes. Next it passes to paramammary nodes, and after them it passes to bronchomediastinalis trunk and to venous system. So next you may see the lymphatic drainage from lungs and from diaphragm. So you may see that from lungs lymph drainage to intrapulmonalis nodes. Next it passes to diaphragm nodes, nodi efferents superioris, and also to bronchopulmonalis nodes. Next it passes to tracheo-brachialis superioris and inferioris nodes. Next it passes to paratrachealis nodes, and next to bronchomediastinalis trunk and to venous system. And from diaphragm you may see the right picture that the lymph passes to phrenical superior nodes, to truncus bronchomediastinalis, and also to venous system next. But from inferior sides it passes to inferior phrenicy nodes, to lumbar trunk, right and left lumbar trunks, and next to ductus thoracicus. So lymph from lien or spleen pass to paraspleen nodes. Next it passes to intestinal trunk, and after it passes to thoracic duct. And from liver you may see at the left picture lymph passes to hepatic nodes, cystic nodes from gallbladder, and also to foramin's node. And next it passes to celiac nodes, then it passes to intestinal trunk, to cisterna chyli and thoracic duct. From stomach, at the right picture, you may see that lymph passes to gastric nodes, dexter and sinistri, and also gastroamentalis nodes, dexter and sinistri. From gastroamentalis nodes, it passes to intestinal trunk and splenialis or lienalis nodes, but from gastrical, dexter and sinister, right and left, lymph passes to celiac ganglion or celiac nodes, and next it passes to thoracic duct. From pancreas and duodenum, lymph passes to pancreaduodenal superioris and inferioris nodes, and also it passes to pancreasis superioris and inferioris nodes. Next it passes to mesentery nodes and to intestinal trunk, and next it passes to thoracic duct. From intestine, lymph passes to juxta intestinalis nodi or juxta intestinalis nodi in Latin. Next it passes to superior mesentery nodi or superior mesentery nodes, and next it passes to intestinal trunk and to thoracic duct. From colon or intestinum crassum, from right half and transverse column, a lymph passes to pericecalis and retrocecalis nodes, also to ileocolity nodes, and next it passes to mesentery superioris nodes. From right and transverse column, it passes to right and medi colical nodes, and next it passes to mesentery superioris nodes. Next it passes to intestinal trunk and to thoracic duct. From left part of colon and sigmoid colon, lymph passes to sigmoid nodes, left colical nodes, to left mesentery inferioris nodes, and next it passes to intestinal trunk and also to lumbar nodes, and next it passes to thoracic duct. From rectum, at the left picture, you may see that from superior parts of rectum, lymph passes to superior rectal nodes, next to mesentery inferioris nodes, to lumbar sinister nodes, and to thoracic duct. But from inferior and medial part, it passes to also to inguinal nodes, to iliac externum nodes, pararectalis and analorectalis nodes, and also to sacral nodes. And next it passes to iliac internal nodes, iliac communis nodes, lumbar nodes, and to thoracic duct. But from kidney and from suprarenal gland, lymph passes to lumbar nodes, for example from left kidney to left lumbar nodes. Next it passes to lumbar trunk, and next to thoracic duct. From bladder, you may see that lymph passes to lateral nodes, prevesical and retrovesical nodes, and next it passes to iliac external and internal nodes, communis iliac nodes, lumbar dexter et sinistri and medialis nodes, and next it passes to lumbar trunks, dexter and sinister, or right and left, and next to thoracic duct. From testes or orchis, it passes to lumbar nodes. Next it passes to lymph passes to lumbar trunk and to thoracic duct. And also you may see the same pathway from uh, uh, ovary at the right picture. It passes to lumbalis sinister trunk, and next it passes to thoracic duct. But from womb or uterus you may see the lymph pathway at the left picture. You may see that from uterus it passes to para-uterine nodes, and next it passes to iliac interne, iliac communis nodes, lumbar nodes, and next it passes to lumbar trunks right and left, and next to thoracic duct. From vagina you may see that lymph passes to lymphatic inguinalis in iliac externe nodes, and next it passes to communis iliac nodes, lumbar nodes, and lumbar trunks and thoracic duct. You may see all these nodes here too, and also here. And at last I want to tell some words about age features of lymphatic system, and you may read these features here. So the transport capacity of lymphatic system is higher in children. Violent reaction to pathology also in children. Valvular insufficiency in newborns. Relatively larger amount of lymphoid tissue in the lymph nodes of newborns, and substitution with connective tissue in adult person. And you must know that in adult person, in lymphatic nodes, there is more connective tissue than in children and also young person. So the lecture is over. I want to say you thank you very much for attention, and I wish you all the best. Good luck. See you again. Bye bye.